What's good? How y'all doing this evening? Welcome back to the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. It's your boy The Dunn, one of my co-hosts here, King. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing good, man. Doing great, man. We got special guest on with us, the former fullback for the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens. Give it up for Ovie. How you doing, man?
Doing good, my brother. My first time on the show. Y'all got a little banging beat to start the show off. Who put that together? That was
Hey,
you?
man.
That's all right.
Yeah, that was me. But look, my co-host, he got uh watch his King's Realm. He got some nice beats too, man. So
I'm about to say, if I could drop bars, I'd be dropping bars on that joint, but I can't. I can't drop bars. I can't. So I won't.
hey, we know you did. You can't drop bars, but I know you can stiff on somebody to the fifth dimension. We seen it
I,
happen
I,
before.
I dropped them back, and I dropped a couple of linebackers my day. How much of that?
All right, man. Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you. Appreciate it so much. If you're
No
new to the
problem.
channel, y'all already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with Atlanta Sports Fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, come holler at your hometown sports podcast. All right. Now, let's talk about how you pretty much got into football. We before the show we talked. You talked about you came from a medical family. Everybody was doctors or nurses. Just take a few minutes, man. Let us know, everything, your background and how you start, playing football.
Yeah, God, it's crazy because I almost didn't play football at all. My parents are Nigerian, immigrants. My father's a physician. My mom was his office manager, practice manager, head nurse, accountant, everything. She ran his practices, and they thought football was this crazy American sport that was going to, mess your brain up. So I didn't start playing until maybe like sixth, seventh grade, and they
Mhm.
didn't want me to play at all. I had to fight them. My coach literally had to go and talk to my parents, and or they had to come down. And my coach showed them like the helmet and here the pads, and your son will be protected. But honestly, they gonna need protection from your son because he's one of the biggest guys on the field.
Mhm.
Uh, so after I got my parents to give me a shot, I went to a small high school, Port Gad High School in Charleston, South Carolina. Sometimes I was the only African American on both sides, so
Mhm.
it was a different just place to play because I I didn't get challenged as much as I wanted to. So I go out there and I had a bazillion yards and 200-yard games is average. Uh, and then when I finished high school, I didn't really think that many teams would give me a shot. In fact, none did, except for one school, Wake Forest University. They gave me a shot and got to college. But really, my parents won't let me play ball unless my grades were tight. They was trying to get me to go, become a doctor the whole time, and I just I hate losing and I love competing. And I was gifted with a couple of talents to where I feel like I had to use them.
Yeah. Look, man, I trust and believe, man. I know where you're coming from when you're talking about immigrant parents. My dad, he's from Trinidad, so I
Okay.
really didn't grow up with him that much. But when every time I would spend time with them, it's like they're very strict on everything. Like you
Oh
can't
yeah.
do nothing. So Nigerian, anybody African or Caribbean parents, they're the same. Don't let nobody trick you or fool you to say they different. They are the same. Because you do something wrong, you already know. I'm not gonna say it on the show, but you already know what I'm talking
I
about.
used to be so jealous of my American friends, my African American friends, even my Caucasian American friends. It was just a different. I kid you not, I had a curfew of 10 o'clock while I was in 10th grade, a curfew of 11 o'clock while I was in 11th grade, and a curfew of midnight while I was a senior in high school. I
Mm.
kid you not, I had to go win a football game. We hang out with my friends at a party. I'm like, guys, I'm turning to a pumpkin. It's 11:30. I gotta head home. Like, dude, man, come on. Like, you going to college next year? I was like, nah, you don't want to deal with Dr. Mahaley. It's 11:30. Like, the immigrant
Mhm.
parents, they did not play, did not care, and I appreciate that now. They were a little bit strict, but I appreciate it now and how it's allowed me to raise my kids. But at the time, I was like, come on, man, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I trust and believe. I agree with you. So
Uh,
so you went to Wake Forest University. That's pretty much. I'm not saying it's a basketball school, but
Tim Duncan.
yeah, Tim Duncan. You got also
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, and then Collins went there too. John
Yeah,
Collins.
that's right. That's right.
So, tell me about your experience there, the head coach, and all that. Breaking any team records there.
Wake was fun. Again, I was honored, excited that somebody actually was going to pay for my college because I played a little foosball. And Jim Caldwell came to my house
Mm-hmm.
in Charleston. Again, only one coach was interested in me. I tried.
Yeah, that's why I want you to bring up Wake Forest because I know Jim Caldwell coached there when you was there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, he's the greatest dude.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny. I tried to act like I was highly sought after because no one wants anybody that no one else wants. And so every time Jim Caldwell or Coach Ray Ryschlewski, a tight end coach, but he played the NFL or coached the NFL too. They
Mm-hmm.
both came to Charleston. I was just like, yeah, all these guys trying to pick me up, all these D1 schools trying to get me. I'm so busy, coach, but I'd love to make time for you. So I tried to pretend like I had more going on than I did, just because I didn't want to look like I was unwanted, which I was. But Jim came to my house, and immediately I knew that I wanted to play for him. Even if there were other opportunities, he was so poised. He was so sincere. He spoke to my parents about, of course, we're going to make your son, turn your son to a man, a boy into a man. We're going to get him educated. We're going to give him back to you better than we found it. But he actually meant it. When 99% of the coaches who say that stuff talk outside of their mouth, they don't mean that stuff at all. They just want to win games. They never ever will they say you need to focus on your school. They want to win games. But Coach Caldwell actually was serious, and I was excited to play with him at Wake Forest. I came there as a tailback, a big tailback. They said maybe fullback. I said, nah, coach. When I get there, let me tell you. I got these moves. I was a tailback in high school. Again, I was that dude, spinning moves, stiff arms. I'm hurling people. I was like 230, 235. I was a big tailback, but I could move.
Yeah.
And I got to Wake. Who was it? Terrence Williams. We had a Jamie. We had a couple of guys, and man, those guys could move. I thought I was a scat back. I don't know what. Well, I thought I was shifty. The tailbacks at the Division I college level. I said, let me go and get these three fingers, put them in the dirt, and I got my 3-point stance. And plus, they gave me a chance to play immediately. Like you can try to get better at tailback, but you may not play until your second, third year to get real starting position, or you can be fullback and play now. So I redshirted my first year. I hit them weights harder than I've ever hit them in my life, and I came out like from 235 going in to 250. And I was all rocked up, ready to go, and started every game I played at Wake Forest, and was first team All-American my senior year after beating teams into submission. And I really enjoyed the fact that we were a small school, that no one really thought much of us, that people thought they was going to run over Wake Forest, and playing the Clemsons and the Florida States and Virginia Tech, all these bigger schools. We may lose, but they knew that we was about that life. They knew that we was gonna come get them. They knew that at least myself and some of our offensive linemen, we gave zero Fs. So we didn't care about whatever's going on. We just wanted to win our battle. So we left the black and blue, and something that even when we have reunions, we all take pride in, that we gave them our best.
All right, that's what's up. If you're just now checking in, we have Ovie, a former fullback for the Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Ravens, on the show with us right now. If you're watching this on Facebook Live or on Twitter, go ahead and go to the YouTube channel and watch it on the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow our viewers and watch hours over there so we can get this channel monetized and get it good to go. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Speak about the coach at Wake Forest. I know you spoke a little bit about how he was a great leader, but speak on that in a little bit more detail for us.
Yeah, no problem. I'll speak on Jim Caldwell all day. He should be in the NFL coaching right now. All these mediocre, washed up coaches that keep bringing back, and they won't give my boy Jim Caldwell a chance. It's starting to annoy me. It's just don't get me started. Like if you follow my Twitter, you already know how I feel about that. It's like, and we already know that the
you got to
NFL has a problem. The NFL has a problem with black coaches. They have a problem with giving them the same opportunities they give to coaches of any other color. If Adam Gase gets one more job in the NFL, I'm scream. I'm a scream. And you got guys like.
Here's the thing, though. You got guys like Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles should be a head coach. Like, look at what he did.
Absolutely.
Like, look what he did Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, before he got there, Tampa Bay defense was like dead last. The year he came there, they were top 5 defense. All right. You got him. You got Leslie Frazier. That's another guy I love. Everybody, I have my thoughts on Eric Bieniemy. I just thought he just wasn't right for the Atlanta job. But he should have got a job somewhere else.
So let me ask you this: do you think some coaches are just good coordinators? Just to use Todd Bowles as an example, because he didn't do good as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, he could be like the man. So do you think some coaches are just good coordinators?
Absolutely. There are absolutely some coaches who are better at coordinators, because when you step into the role of being the head coach, you have to be in charge of everything, and it's a lot. Sometimes it's too hard for one person to handle. I think Mike Mularkey is one heck of a coach. As a coordinator.
Yes.
I never got to experience him as a head coach, but as a coordinator, I think he's one of the best to ever do it.
Yes.
The reason that Matt Ryan came out just smoking. I mean, first year went from winning 4 games with Michael Vick, going through his dog situation and rotating Byron Leftwich and Joey Harrington and Chris Redman. Yeah, we went from that to going to the playoffs. I mean, it wasn't a Tom Brady thing. We went to the Super Bowl, but we went to the playoffs, played the Cardinals, and Mike Mularkey was a part of that, as was Michael Turner and myself, and just giving us a chance to make it easy for Matt, because that run game and that scheme that he put in was genius. So I think that's a great example of a better coordinator than head coach. But to go back to your original question with Jim Caldwell, I think that he is just an individual who is so smart on how to use the piece that he has. Now, remember, Wake Forest University, we unfortunately didn't get the best talent. No one's choosing Wake Forest over Florida State or Clemson or Ohio State or USC. That's fine. There are a lot of talented players who just don't get the shine in high school, but can ball at the Division I level. So he was great at getting the players, and people went to Wake Forest to play for him specifically because they knew the type of character he had, the type of man he was. And I mean, he went a little overboard on a couple things. He had a swear jar. And we obviously he didn't curse, but we were not supposed to curse on the football field, which was slightly difficult when you're in the heat of the moment. But if he heard you curse, he'd walk around, tackle the shoulder like, Mughelli, curse jar, curse jar. Come on now, let's focus on use your words and just focus on the plan, the game plan. Sit there, don't let your emotion get the best of you. So I don't think it was really about cursing. I think it was just about being able to keep your mind sharp and I guess restrain yourself while you're being active. I don't know what it was for, but
it's all about composure. Football is all about composure. You can't. It's more mental than the physical. Like if you just out and about, you off the field and you just cussing is something small. But think about it. If you and we had Reggie Kelly on the show, he talked about Terrence Mathis.
Reggie.
And he said if you take care of the small things, the big things will take care of itself. Like. Of course. And I always knew that just, growing up, I played football too, did other things as well. But if you take care of the small things, if you can, like redirect yourself for small things like cussing and stuff like that, then you should be fine in a game. You should, if you mess up on a play, okay, get set for the next play and don't mess up again, you know, that mantra. Like I get what Caldwell was saying on that, because like he's Tony Dungy's disciple. When anybody know anything about Tony Dungy, that man is a man of God. So
yeah,
you know,
you better not curse him. I feel bad to this day cursing for Tony Dungy. He is, you know, the coach's coach. But you know, I just already talked about how I feel like Jim should be playing right now. But even when Wake Forest got rid of him, it was just like, dude brought them to. We hadn't been to a bowl game. When I got there in 1999. We hadn't been to a bowl game in forever. And then my redshirt freshman year, like we went to two bowl games. No, one. We went to a bowl game, Aloha Bowl, Jeep Aloha Bowl. We beat Joe Hamilton and Georgia Tech in a, you know, come from behind victory at Wake Forest. And he was trending up, had one bad season, and they got rid of him when everything was going in the right direction. And I'm like, you guys look kind of silly because you fired him from college and he got picked up in the NFL to be with Tony Dungy. So if he's that bad, how did he get picked up by the NFL and then do well, become a head coach? But you know, God has everything happen for a reason. So I think it was he wouldn't have had the opportunity if he stayed with Wake. But I really enjoyed him, and I even enjoyed the next coach we had. We had Jim Caldwell. Then we had gosh darn it, Jim. They were both named Jim. It's gonna come to me at a random time. Google by the coach for Wake Forest in 2002.
That's why I'm pulling up. Because I know it's 2002.
It's tip of my tongue. It's Jim Caldwell, and is a military man. He went to a military school. He was short and
Jim Grove.
Grove, there you go.
Yep,
Grovey.
Grove.
Sorry, concussions. Yeah, Jim Grove. He was a cool dude too. He didn't speak much, but when he spoke, he you know, it had weight to it. He carried a big stick.
Because y'all had Troy Calhoun there as well. Troy Calhoun, he's the current head coach at Air Force. So yeah.
Grovey was cool. He let me do my thing, and he gave me the ball my senior year. So I like him. I like him a lot. I had something stupid like the third or fourth most touchdowns in Wake Forest history in a season. Because whenever we came to like 3rd and 1 or 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, I was automatic every single time. It was fun. It was so much fun because they knew it. I knew it. They all watched film. They're giving it to 32, Mughelli, and he's going to lean forward, and he's going to get that half yard, 1 yard. I even messed around. I had a 55-yard run a couple times. Here's a funny thing. First game of the season, my senior year, so obviously I'm trying to ball out. I want to make it to the NFL. And I'm playing Northern Illinois. And you know who else played for Northern Illinois? Michael Turner. So there was a junior Michael Turner and a senior Ovie Mughelli, never knowing that we were going to actually play on the same team together, but we were going back and forth, obviously both on offense, so not directly against each other. But he had 3 touchdowns that game. I had 4 touchdowns that game. And unfortunately, we lost 42-41. It was so close, but we were going back and forth. That's where I had my 55-yard run. And Mike tells me when we first got together in Atlanta, he was like, man, I was telling these guys, man, stop that old fat fullback. Ain't nobody running 55 yards at fullback. Why can't y'all stop him? And I'm on my side saying, yo, stop that fat, punchy, bowling ball, fire hydrant running looking. I was just talking so much trash about him because I was like, why can't they stop this Michael Turner guy? He ain't fast. He ain't, muscular. He's, this fat roly-poly out here scoring touchdowns. And now we're friends and we were teammates. But at that time, we were so against each other and want other to fail. But, it all worked out in the end.
Oh, man. So you got drafted in 2003 to the Baltimore Ravens. That same draft, I remember they drafted Kyle Bowler in the first round.
Yeah.
And he went down. What's your thoughts on Kyle Bowler?
Don't get me started on Kyle Bowler.
Go ahead. You want to know? I want to know.
You know what? Kyle's a nice guy. Kyle's a nice. I think I saw him maybe once after I left Baltimore. I don't know, it was Vegas or somewhere where I saw him, and I dapped him up, and I said, "How you doing? Good. How's the family? Good." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." We didn't talk about football at all because there's nothing to talk about except for, you look for any like bust list, quarterback bust, and Kyle's on there.
He's on
And
there.
again, bless his heart. Great, nice guy, but he just came in there like his crap didn't stink, and it stunk. It stunk bad. It just
I
imagine being on a team with Ray Lewis and Deion Sanders and Ed Reed and Peter Boulware and Adelius Thomas and Bart Scott and Ed Hartwell and like just a defense is defense and Terrell Suggs too, and we out there holding teams to 3 points. Couldn't even score 3 points. We were losing games 3-0. We were losing games like 6-2 or 6-3. I couldn't score touchdowns, and it was so unfortunate because they would stack the box with myself and Jamal Lewis. They knew Kyle wasn't going to be a threat.
Exactly.
And for not one, not two, for 3 years out of 4 years I was there, they went with Kyle Bowler, and it was tough sledding. But yeah, he was drafted our year, and if we had a quarterback that could be just average, a game manager, I could have won a Super Bowl, because that defense was so fire. Credit to Kyle, he did get us to, I think it was the Colts, either the Tennessee Titans. I think in 2003, his rookie year, we either put Tennessee Titans on the playoffs, and Eddie George and Ray Lewis are going at it. We lost that game, unfortunately, but
I thought he went down with an injury his rookie year.
Was it with an injury? Went to playoffs twice. It was against the Colts, and they beat us in 2006. And Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl. He beat the Ravens.
Y'all had McNair there. Y'all had McNair in 06. And I remember that. I'm like, y'all should win the Super Bowl with McNair.
Yeah. Right. We had a bye week because we were so darn good. It was the first time with the Tennessee Titans we lost. Maybe it wasn't Kyle Bowler. Maybe I think Anthony or the backup was there. Somehow we got to the playoffs, lost to the Titans my first year with Baltimore, lost to the Colts my last year in Baltimore. Lots of losing. I've been to the playoffs 5 times, dude. I've lost every single game. I've never won a playoff game. So I watched the Super Bowl, and I'm like, I must feel great. And, it looks exciting, but I have no idea what it feels like. I've won a bye week. I've had a bye week to where we felt like, we're big bad, waiting for the team to win to see who we play.
Man, don't bring that up yet, man.
Never won a playoff game.
Let me ask you a question. For us people that never played in college or never played in NFL, can you explain to us fans how the transition from college to NFL and how difficult it is to do that transition?
That's a great question. It's high school to college is one thing. You're the young kid, and you try to respect your elders, but at the same time, you want to take them down a notch and let them know, hey, there's a new kid in town. Same thing from college to pro, but a much bigger step than high school to college because these dudes, grown men, like grown, fast, scary, seem like they should not have that many muscles. Men, it was something to where I was strong. I was in the weight room, but I felt like I was being thrown around, like hitting Peter Boulware for the first time, hitting Ray Lewis for the first time, and people sleep on Adelius Thomas. He had a couple Pro Bowls on special teams. He's here in Atlanta now. I see him every now and then, but he was a defensive end that was in a linebacker position, and it was like trying to move solid granite and 260, whatever he played at. I had some trepidation. I could even maybe classify it as fear at certain times practicing against that team because I'd never been hit that hard. I've never had any linebackers in the ACC hit me the way that these NFL linebackers were hitting me the first week of pads. I just shake it off because
never had Sean Merriman hit you.
Me and Sean Merriman. Well, obviously, when I played games, yeah. Sean Merriman wasn't hitting like Ed Hartwell, Bart Scott, Peter Boulware, Ray Lewis, and Adelius Thomas. He wasn't hitting like that. Sean Merriman, he definitely hit. I remember I had there was a big play where I hit him and I drove him to the ground. I remember distinctly because I was excited about it because all we had heard about leading up to it is about how Mr. Lights Out was going to, take everyone's lights out. And Sean,
Mhm.
no, he's a hell of a good player, very physical, but so am I. And I at the point that, fear me. I fear you, but you should fear me too.
Mhm.
So the practices were so hard, it made the games easy. I had
Yeah.
the number one defense, not just in my mind, but statistically, the number one defense or top two defense in the country as my sparring mates. So after 2, 3, 4 years of that, it made me the top fullback free agent in the NFL after the '06 season, which was exciting to be wanted. But getting through Baltimore was a task. A lot of prayer, a lot of late nights with my mom. Mom, I don't know if I can do this. I need you to pray for me about my body hurt. I feel
Mhm.
like I'm trying to get the plays, but it was a lot, dude. I remember this. We were in trailers. We were I don't know why they do this. I guess they're roughing it a little bit. We were in training camp in Baltimore at some old college, and the beds were uncomfortable. There you smell like the mold around it. I'm not gonna name the college because they'll get mad at me, but it was just a real like roughing it experience. And I just remember every night it's like almost like I was in not jail, but like I was in confinement or I was on punishment, and sitting there late nights with my little flashlight. Musa Smith was my roommate, University of Georgia running back Musa Smith, and I didn't
Mhm.
want to keep him up. I'm trying to study these plays, and it's just so much more than I had in college. And I'm picking them up, but our coach's like, you have to know all the fullback, you have to know all the tailback, and because I was a third fullback there, so even though they drafted me, I guess they didn't know if I was still gonna, hang out or pan out. So they was like, the more you can do, Ovi, all the tight end stuff he wanted me to learn. So let's see if you can catch. So I had to learn tight end, tailback, and fullback. The route trees for tight ends are insane.
Yeah, Brian Billick, man.
Insane.
Brian Billick he was a genius when it come to offense, but he just never had a quarterback to put it together, man.
Uh,
That's the thing.
exactly.
And he brought in Jim Fossil as his OC. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I mean, Fossil's interesting. Another, great guy. I didn't see anything that was mind blowing about what Fossil did. Um, I think he just needed it's more personnel. We just needed a solid quarterback, and we could have won championships. But Brian Billick, what he did do, here's what I remember distinctly going to Brian Billick. I remember going to Brian Billick. We had our little DVDs of practice and whatnot, and so Alan Ricard was the starting fullback, and Harold Morrow was the second string fullback, more of a special teams guy, and I was, somewhat second string fullback special teams guy, but I wanted to start so bad.
Mm.
And I would go to him and say, this is me in practice. This is Alan Ricard. This is me in practice, same play. Because I'm like, what do I have to do to start? I was like, I'm out there crushing guys, making examples of people. I'm hated on the defense because they
Exactly.
just want to practice. I'm trying to murder people and make sure that I stand out. And Coach Billick just, there's like nothing I can do. I'm catching balls one handed. I'm doing all that type of stuff. And I went up there to his office, knocked on his door. He said, "Close the door, son." And it's weird because only person who knows this is me. But I was in there, I had a campaign for myself to have an opportunity to play. I said, Coach, literally spell it out for me. Give me a roadmap. Tell me what you need to see from me in order to give me a shot to start. I don't even think. I think maybe Alan Ricard was hurt. It was not Justin Griffin. There was they drafted a fullback, either my second or third year to replace me, and I was just like, give me a chance, give me a shot. I'm pleading my case. I remember he was in his big old chair. He was rocking his chair, and he was like, "All right, 34, you show me perfect plays, perfect practices, and you answer every question correct. When we're in the meeting room, and I'm gonna ask you the OC, and we'll give you a shot. We'll give you a shot." And my mom like, "Why I gotta be perfect? No one else is perfect." But I took that challenge to heart, and he ended up telling me later on he didn't expect perfection out of me, but he wanted to make sure that's what I was
Effort.
striving for. He wanted to make sure I was shooting for it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I finally got a shot. Once I started one game in Baltimore, I never looked back. But it was an experience.
All right. And there's a question, and Cookie by Nature, Devontae, he said, "What's your opinion on how the Falcons fans base treat Matt Ryan?"
Ooh,
Yeah.
I post that Terrell Owens meme. That's my quarterback with the big old glasses. That's my quarterback so
Yeah.
often because that's my guy, man. I was there when he was a baby, squeaky voice, Boston College kid, getting drafted like a baby giraffe when he tried to scramble. Just out there, just looking at all types of of funny. I was there, and I took pride in helping him, or keeping him protected, and watching him mature. And it was really fun to see what he's become now. But the way people treat Matt, you don't appreciate certain things till they're gone.
Exactly.
Um, I yeah, yeah, man. I had when I came to Atlanta, I came in and I had a nice, decent contract, and I was an Essence top bachelor, and I had um opportunities to hang out and meet people and everything. And there's this one girl that I hung out with, and she was special. She was a broadcaster, and she was just sweet. And she was smart, and I was just like, but I didn't want to just focus on her because I had so many options. And it wasn't until she told me, you know what, Ovi, I can see that you're young, you got some money in your pocket, you're doing you. I respect that. Let's stay friends, and I wish you the best. I'll see you around town. And then she was gone, and I didn't appreciate her till she was gone. And
Yeah.
I feel like the Falcons fans will not appreciate Matt till
Until
he's
he's
gone.
gone.
When
Exactly.
you get rid of Matt Ryan, who is number one in every single category year after year, they've gotten used to greatness. They've gotten numb to greatness. And so,
So,
say we draft somebody, he ain't gonna be Matt Ryan the first year.
thank
He's
you.
not. He's not gonna be Matt Ryan the second year or the
Woo!
third year. He's gonna make rookie mistakes. He's gonna mess up. Are we trying to win? I mean, I get it. We're somewhat rebuilding, but we still want to win, and
It's
we're
not
not
a
winning
rebuild
nothing.
though. Here's the thing though. Like
Nothing.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ovi. Like I bring so many people on this show and try to have them say I don't argue on Twitter no more. I'm done with that. Like because folks just want
More
to
than
show
ever.
they behind. So I ask people, why do you want to get rid of Matt Ryan? Oh, well,
Because I don't like him. Nah.
this is what they do. This is what they do. They say, oh, well, he getting old. Okay, we said, well, that's like 5 players older than Matt Ryan that just made the playoffs. We just seen Tom Brady, 43 years old, just won a Super Bowl. All right,
Yep.
next. Oh, well, he can't escape. He's not a dual threat quarterback. Dual threat quarterbacks are the future. And I'm like, okay, once again, if you don't have a line to protect either a dual threat quarterback or a pocket quarterback, do you think this quarterback is going to be successful? We just seen
No.
Pat Mahomes pretty much
Yes.
running for his
Yes.
life.
He's the duelist of the dual threat quarterback, or one of the dual. He got legs, he can move, but he can't do Nathan if he ain't got no offensive line. And he had none. I was just tweeting block for Pat, block for Pat, but no one heard me. And that just proves right there, you can't put this on Matt Ryan when he's leading the league in sacks and hurries and rushes and being scared for his life, leading the league almost every single year. And
Mhm.
I feel like get him a better offensive line. In fact, I'm saying that every single year. Let Matt do what he does. I get it on that whole, he's a superstar quarterback making 100 million plus, and it's easiest for quarterbacks to it's a lot easier for teams to win when they have like a young underpaid Russell Wilson or a young underpaid Patrick Mahomes or beforehand or a young underpaid Lamar Jackson. So you can spend that money on defense. Matt will restructure. We can make it work. We just gotta make sure we choose the right people. Now that we got a new GM, new head coach, hopefully new schemes, maybe we can get it right this time and make it to where we don't waste any more years of Matt Ryan and Julio. But for all those Falcon fans that want to get rid of Matt, all I'm saying, you ain't gonna appreciate that brother until he's gone, because there's not many better options, I think, to come in here and help us win right now, at least.
Yeah, you're right. I've just been seeing crazy stuff. People talking about, oh, Justin Fields gonna be better than Matt Ryan. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, look, it's just to this point. It's just some people they want their own little narrative, and I'm like, look, you bring whoever quarterback you're trying to bring in here, and y'all thinking that we just gonna turn it around just like that. That's fine, but I say y'all need to look at the other categories. We don't have a defense. The defense has been like horrible for years. The offensive line still look a little makeshift. We don't know, that left guard spot right now is wide open, and we don't have a feature running back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Todd Gurley's coming back next year, right?
He's trying to talk to Arthur Blank and Richard McKay and them, see if they can get him a contract. We'll see, but I feel like Arthur Smith, he's gonna try to get his own running back in.
Yeah, Arthur Smith is not gonna go with Todd Gurley again. Love him. I had end of my career was with Todd Gurley when the Falcons got rid of me because they were ageist, or they want old Ovie Mughelli. So I went to the Rams for 4 weeks, and I was blocking with Todd Gurley, and Todd was like, "Oh man, so happy to have you here. Everybody in Atlanta told me about that. I've seen you do your thing." He's like, truth be told, here we got a linebacker playing fullback, and it's ugly. I'm running for my life half time. I said, "I got you, dude." So I go out there, ball out for 4 weeks. My one mistake is that I was 32 years old at the time, so I was going to my 10th year at fullback. Your boy's getting tired, so they was like special teams coach was like, "Hey, Ovie, what special teams you want to be on?" And I was like, "Coach, if it's all right with you, I'm here to help. If any of these young rookies or whatever, they can't do it, but I'm a two-time All-Pro fullback. Y'all brought me here to play fullback, and so I want to focus on fullback. But again, I'm here to help. I ain't gonna be that, I'm not playing special teams. No, I'm here for you. Just if I can be on the second or third string, that make it easier so I can help us win games on offense." He's like, "All right." I know he was writing down, but he said, "Okay." So I beat out the fullback easy. Came to cut day. I seemingly made the cuts. Like, I walk into the locker room, the Turks at the door walk into the locker room for the first meeting with all the players. He's tapping guys. I'm like, he ain't gonna tap me. Why would he wait till the last second to tap me? So 2 more guys go back. He taps the one guy, pulls him over. So I walking by him. I'm staring him right in the eye. I said, don't you touch me. I'm a grown man. I'm 10 years in the league. All-Pro fullback. Best of the best. You don't touch me. And he went there. He tapped my shoulder. And Todd Gurley saw me too. He was like, "Dang, man, I thought I was gonna keep you." And Jeff Fisher was the coach at the time, and he told me,
Jeff Fisher,
thank you, Jeff Fisher. Talk about it was Jeff Fisher and old punk Les Snead. Talk about we gonna go with the linebacker who plays fullback because he's cheaper than you, and he wants to play special teams unlike you. I said, I didn't say I didn't want to play special teams. I said I didn't want to start on special teams unless you needed me to. He's like, "Well, we want our players to be for the team, not for themselves." I was like, "I am for the team." I was so irritated because I just wanted to show them what I could do at the full position. I'm not at 32 trying to run out there full speed and bust my head and get any more concussions I already have, but I would if they needed me. But I guess that terminology didn't.
It's teams for the younger guys, unless you the kicker or the punter. Other than that, like if you 30 years or younger, you 30 years or older, you don't need to be on special teams. That's just my
opinion. So he didn't want to hear that, but I remember Gurley saying, "Man, dog, sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for me too because I was looking forward to working with you." I said, "Yeah, it's all good, brother. Everything happens for a reason." So I officially retired. That was my last instance with Todd Gurley. So I know Todd he can ball. It's just that the injuries have caught up with him,
Yeah,
and he doesn't have that burst they used to have.
yeah. Going back to what when you was on the Falcons team, like you say, you was on the team with Matt Ryan. Of course you went on the team with Julio over there, were you?
No, I was there with Julio. I
Okay,
had
Yeah.
one and a half years
yeah,
with
that
Julio.
1 year, yeah, that 1 year. Okay, yeah. Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah,
You had Michael Turner on there.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I want. This is what I want to get to. We talking about Matt Ryan, and they sit up here and say, "Okay, well, Matt Ryan, he came in with weapons," and they said Vic didn't have weapons, but Vic had Roddy White and he had Michael Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Yeah. So tell me about the transition of the offense that first year Matt Ryan was there, and those guys got Pro Bowl select. Well, Roddy got Pro Bowl selection, and then Jenkins, he became a highly serviceable receiver.
Yeah, yeah. They just meshed better. I only got 2 months with Michael Vick in the off season, so unfortunately I didn't get a chance to play games with him. I just
Mm-hmm.
saw the lore and heard the lore like everybody else. Um, he had the fastest ball ever, and throwing it with the left hand. It was so hard for me to catch. I came in there just dropping balls. I said, Mike, after practice, me and you, just let's just throw because I'm used to right-handed quarterbacks, and Mike would just like a heater. He throw it there so hard and so fast. My 5 yard out. I'm sitting here, balls going through my hands before I even had a chance to squeeze it. Um, but I think Matt just really synced up with Roddy White and Jenkins and the whole team. I appreciate and respect the way he came in. Didn't have the Kyle Bowler air about himself. He was confident, but he was confident without being cocky. He was confident and humble. He walked that fine line. He was a leader, but also looked towards the older guys like Algie Crumpler. No, Algie Crumpler wasn't there. I was before. He looked like older guys, whether it was Brian Finneran, that was somebody he really respected and looked up to and asked for advice. And even in the huddle, mid game, he's like, Finn, you got me? Finn's like, yeah, audible this, audible that. They bringing two down. I'm always open. Look at me in the top fade. It was just fun to watch him mature in his early years.
All right. Now, I remember when he played when Mike Mularkey was the OC, Matt Ryan had a wristband playbook. Remember that?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go back to that. Let Matt Ryan have a wristband playbook so he can call some plays on his own.
I think it's genius. I wish they would have done that during the Super Bowl and they lost when Mike Larkey was not there. If you let Matt Ryan call the plays, first of all, he ain't stupid enough to throw pass plays when you're up by 20 points. If Matt had the ability to make those decisions, he still kind of did. He's the gosh darn quarterback of the team, so I do hold him responsible for that. But if you give Matt the ability to make decisions on the fly, he has a mind that I feel like is Tom Brady-ish, where he can make these decisions. Now, as far as the clutch and everything else, but he's a smart quarterback, and he can make good decisions when it comes to 2 minute. I love 2 minute drill.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I'm in, some of them I'm not. But we used to call it Texas back in the day was our 2 minute drill when it's not 2 minutes left, just like our hurry up offense because we
Yeah.
didn't want to give defense a chance to set up to get any new plays. We used to go bam, 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 bam. Those are times we scored the most. I wish we
Yeah.
could run the whole season that way, but they didn't want to overuse it. But Matt, when given the reins, seemed to always fare better.
And here's the thing: most of Matt Ryan's or most of the Falcons' comeback wins under the Matt Ryan era came during the Mike Mularkey era. A lot of people
Yep.
don't know that.
Yep.
It sure did, and like a lot of people, I'm like, well, the reason why he has a lot of comeback wins because he had that wristband playbook he can go to and he can call his own plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's why I've been saying if we can get back to that, hopefully Arthur Smith, he said that they're gonna play up to Matt Ryan's strength, and that's one of his strengths, giving him the ability to change plays in the huddle, or when they in line of scrimmage calling audibles and all that.
I agree. 1,000% agree. I think the more freedom Matt has, the more of a chance we have to make something magical happen.
All right. And bringing in Arthur Smith, we talked about, him coaching in Tennessee, Derrick Henry, all that. Like, I feel like, and I just, I know what you're going to say, but I feel like being more of a balanced offense is going to make us help. It's going to help us in the long run for us to be successful, for us to have a top offense again. And we know, I've talked about the defense to nauseum, but people need to understand how important it is to run the ball. You run the ball, you open the playbook.
Absolutely. And you're right. You're talking to a running back. I'm going to say run the ball. As a fullback as well, I'm going to say, let get physical and show them that we're not scared to put the ball in the running back's hands and take over the game. Plus, when it talks about, we think about just holding the ball and killing the clock and time of possession, that's such a dagger in the heart of the defense when you make it long and drawn out and these guys are huffing and puffing and you're just eating away, just chipping away like 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards, and they can't stop you. That's one of the things that the line, like these guys are my brothers. I could see them today. We could pick up where we left off from Tyson Clabo, right tackle,
Oh
Harvey
yeah,
Dahl,
Harvey
right
Dahl.
guard, McClure at the center, Justin Blaylock as left guard, even Sam Baker, left tackle. Sam, I'd say probably the least grimiest of the grimy group. Sam was more, he'd be kind of laid back and
From
chill. But
Cali.
every now and then,
He from Cali, so he
he's
got
from
the
Cali.
Cali. Yeah.
Every now and then he get that, he get just angry. He just turn into a little bearded, Santa Claus monster. But the rest of us, like Harvey Dahl, that was my guy. That was my
Yes.
guy. Like I see Harvey, I'm gonna run up there, just give him a big old hug. He is just a freaking animal, and he gave zero Fs. Like he had zero Fs to give.
Yeah.
Didn't care. Uh, every now and then he gets a stupid penalty because he didn't care, but he's out there slamming guys to the ground, getting up and using his knee on their neck to get up, playing to the whistle, a little bit over the whistle, cutting somebody's legs off from underneath them. They called it dirty, but people were afraid of us. They were talking trash to us and crying to the ref, and Harvey Dahl was just laughing. And Harvey was always the first one to protect his teammate and Matt Ryan. But same with Tyson Clabo, another Wake Forest guy playing in college with Tyson, and they had a chance to play in the NFL with Tyson. Two ornery, big, tall, crazy dudes. And the way that we went about running the ball is the way that I hate being this guy because I was like, I'm never gonna be the back in my day type of guy, but now here I
It
am
still
saying
holds true though.
back in my day we used to be physical and knock dudes out, and we used to not even talk trash, we just used to go at it. Not just blocking your assignment and saying, all right, the place of blocking your assignment, having some just some fire underneath you to where I want to put this guy on the ground and have my helmet to his and make sure I talk that shit to him so he knows like what's up. Like
Exactly.
that I don't see that. Like, I watch intently and I'm like, which one of these boys about to do their thing? Which one of these boys about to just
Yes.
go in there? And the two new rookies we got, they got a little bit of that in them. I like that. They got a little bit. Not
Yeah.
just everyone could talk it. Everyone go. I'm going to be physical and I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. Show it to me on the actual field.
Yeah.
Now, some of them guys have given me that, and it's been fun to watch. But to have across the board all five guys and their fullback out there just attacking. I hope Arthur Smith brings that back, and I hope
Keenan Fourney, he's been really training with Lindstrom and McGarry. So
yeah. Keenan's my dude too. He was there my first season with the Michael Vick not there season. and Keenan was there. He's that type of guy. Keenan is a guy who gives zero Fs and wants to really just go at people. So if that running game is there, like the one that Arthur Smith's coming from with Derrick Henry, the quarterback can be average. He can be a game manager. Y'all can win. God forbid he's actually good or great or elite like Matt Ryan. You can really do something. So it's just hard to get a combination of both, to have an out of this world running back and offensive line, and an out of this world quarterback with receivers. But hopefully we can make it work.
All right. Another question from the chat from Wallace. He said, what's your opinion on the hire of Dean Pease as a DC?
Hiring Dean Pease as a DC, I like it. You know what you're getting. You definitely know what you're getting. It's somewhat of a safe pick, but it's a safe pick that is more than what we need to be successful. Because it's not like we have to have the number one defense in the NFL to win games. It's not like we have to find some young upcoming guru genius that can create a new way to play defense. No. Do what's tried, what's true, what works, the schemes, the strategy, the mindset that has a track record of success. That's what Dean Pease brings to the table.
Dean Pease is going to give you at least an average defense. At least. Yes. And we've seen our offense win and be in the playoffs and go to a Super Bowl with a piss poor defense.
Average.
I'm just saying, just imagine if we can be an average or above average offense and have an average defense. That's the playoffs.
Yeah. That's what's exciting to see. And yes, there's a certain je ne sais quoi, something about a Sean McVay of the world where he's fresh, he's exciting, he's new, he's got the hair, he has the gel, he's great with the media. There's something excited about that. We found some new, young, hot defensive talent or DC, but right now, because I want to win sooner than later, I'll take what's guaranteed, and we're guaranteed for DPs to bring a salvageable and a workable defense to us. Even with the pieces we have now, God forbid you let him kind of pick and choose what pieces he needs in the draft and the free agency to really make his defense up. Give him like 1 or 2 years of that, we're really going to be solid. But even this year, I think Dean Pease is not the exciting choice, but he's going to be the choice that's going to make Falcon fans happy.
Yeah, and I think he's not going to be that long. I give him 2 or 3 seasons, just to see, get the defense going. And once we get the defense going, then we'll have somebody hopefully on staff that could. We got his son here, I think as the assistant D-line coach, and he can probably take over as the DC. Yeah, where you have that succession plan in place.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about it. We know we can get. We know you're going to get an average defense out of this guy, and he said he want to play multiple fronts, but we're gonna see real soon when the free agent acquisitions and the draft how that plays out, how this defense gonna look. I've been saying it for a long time. Defensive line, we've been light. We need to get heavy in that defensive line. You can't be putting guys that's 245 pounds, going up against linemen that's over 300 pounds. Like, come on.
All the time. And I have to tip my hat or just take it off. Hats off to Grady Jarrett year after year after year, not being 320, but playing like he's 350 and anchoring down that line. Mm-hmm. He's like a little baby Aaron Donald. He's not as big, not as strong, but, he's effective as hell. And when we used to see defensive linemen as small as him, we used to salivate. The offensive line, we used to laugh. Oh, we about to eat that dude up, man. We gonna tear him up. We gonna knock him, double team him, push him out the side. OB chip him to the side on inside run plays. And Grady has given the Falcons a bright shining light of hope in our defense, and we can build around him. I think we got something. Even Foye Aluakun, my African brother, he's out there doing his thing, and it's always the best when we can find talent. Now, as a player, I'm not trying to find cheap talent. I want to get paid, but for the franchise, the fans, when you can hit a home run with a guy like Foye, that
Mhm.
you're not paying him top dollar just yet, you will. But right now, you got cheap labor that can operate at a Pro Bowl level, and
Exactly.
that's what we need to do in the draft and in free agency, because that's how you win championships, when you can actually find the diamonds in the rough that make up our big pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. Speaking of drafting cheap labor and that good thing, who do you think the Falcons should draft first round?
Oh man, it's been all over the place. They get a quarterback. You want another receiver. I mean, the GM was like, "Hey, I will take the best player on the board," which I'm like, I get that, but just we don't need a quarterback. We don't need a receiver. We don't
Exactly.
need. Uh, we just drafted offensive line top two before. As much as I want offensive line, those guys were hurt, so I'm gonna let them have a chance to show us what they can do. But I want a defensive end. I just want a defensive end, not you know, any of the guys that we drafted in the past. Not a Vic Beasley, not a Tack McKinley or McCarris, whoever his name is. Just get a beast. Get somebody who's going to just dominate. It's hard to. I mean, if we got Chase was there, we should have went up in the draft to get Chase if that was possible. He's in DC now, but we see a defensive end
But
to where people are fearing him.
here's the thing: if we drafted Chase, he would have been successful here in Atlanta because we don't have the pieces
Ooh.
around. I'm just saying we don't have the pieces around him. Just think about it. Look at Washington defensive line. All that talent they got, and look at us. We only got Grady Jarrett. That's it. I know. Look,
Yeah.
he would have been all right, but it just. Do you really trust? I'm not trying to knock on Dan Quinn. Do you really trust the last regime to be grooming the end?
Chase Young.
Not
It's
today.
No, it's unfortunate. They look what they did with Tack and Vic Beasley. They groomed them, out of their careers.
mm-hmm.
Yo, where is Vic Beasley? Did he quit last year,
He's in
mid-season
Las Vegas. I think he's still
with the
with the
Raiders?
Raiders. I think so.
Yeah, they never
Or was it?
really. He was supposed to be getting in shape or something, but
Or was it
Tack,
Tack that went to like
Tack,
team after team?
yeah, because he can pass his physical.
And
same
he
thing.
was like, he was doing that Twitter thing where he say, "Hey, it was a pleasure being a Bengal. It's a pleasure being this. It's a pleasure being that." When he's going from team to team to team, I was following his crazy behind.
That boy.
But yeah, but I mean, I hope we get together. The fans, we need to win. We need something positive. I think we're trending in the right direction. I'm optimistic about what we can do, and we'll see what happens.
All right. All right. So, what are you up to now? Everybody probably want to know what you up to right now, currently.
I work in medical sales, man. Unlike some of my teammates, fullbacks do well, but we don't make the money to 100 million to where we can retire forever. Plus,
Mm,
I actually like my job. I'm a doctor's son. My dad's a doctor. He's an OBGYN. My sister's a doctor. She's a psychiatrist. I use my six sisters' MCAT books, MCAT prep books in college because I thought I was going to take the MCAT and go to med school and whatnot. But my coach, Jim Grove, and my position coach say, Ovie, you have scouts out there and they want to talk to you. And what are you doing? I'm like, I'm studying for the MCAT, coach. He's like,
mhm.
get out there. And that's where I kind of realized that I really have a chance in this whole NFL thing, Senior Bowl, pro date, everything else. But I've come back to one of my first loves, which is medicine, and I work as a consultant. I've had to pivot a bit, like everyone else had, to COVID solutions. We
Mhm.
now have a device that we sell to restaurants and doctors and high schools and anyone who really asks it. It's called Valera Air and Surface Pure. It can kill COVID in a 3,000 square foot area in just 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So an FDA and CDC authorized lab, as of 2 months ago, just came out with the studies that we have a device in partnership with NASA and some other large companies that can kill COVID in 3,000 square foot area. So our CEOs on CNBC, we were on in the Washington Post. It was kind of a big deal, and everyone's asking like, if you actually got a device that can do what it says it can do, why isn't it everywhere? And our answer is that we're trying to get the word out. So talking to Wake Forest, we got a couple universities on board. It's exciting. So I work with that and other COVID solutions, antigen tests for my doctors. We do different labs, allergies, the whole thing. So we're just really trying to make a difference. So I work with my doctors like I do any of my teammates. It's just trying to figure out the best way to get them to their goals and help them win their own Super Bowls.
Man, if y'all can get, if there's a way I can buy a personal bottle of that stuff.
It's like a little air purifier, the size of like a college dorm room speaker or subwoofer, but it's $1,500 and it's a one-time cost. But it's I mean, if it can save lives, which it has in the restaurant. I went to last quick story. I know you guys have to go. I do too.
You good, man? I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had there's a crowded restaurant I went to, and whenever I go, part of my little way to show it off, but also for my personal protection, I bring my device with me. It's actually in the back of my car. So if I go out to eat somewhere, I shouldn't be going out in the first place. My wife don't want me to be in open restaurants, people they mask off talking. So, but I bring my little device. I ask the the waiter, waitress, can I plug my joint in? So I plug it in, and it has a little blue light, and it covers everywhere I'm eating. So I feel good because I know that I'm protected. Yeah. And the manager was like, "What's that?" So I gave him a little flyer. He said, "Oh my God, we need 3 of those today." He's like, "We just had 2 weeks ago, one of our staff caught COVID. We had to shut down for a day. And that cost us, thousands of dollars. Yep. This joint $1,500. He's like, I want it ASAP.
You saving money,
every restaurant, hotel, high school, locker room, especially. My nephew's his basketball coach bought one for the locker room. Not only to help with the smell, but they don't wear masks when they play basketball. They get into the locker room and they finish showering, they come out, they're talking right to each other's face about schoolwork, about girls, about whatever. And they've had COVID outbreaks in last year because of that too. So it's just about if you know better, you do better. So it's an opportunity for people to do better.
Yeah, I was thinking about, man, if it was a good price for me, man, I'll put one in my grandmama's house, my mom and grandmama's house. Because
I can work. I can work out a deal for you.
All right, because can't nobody go to my grandmama's house right now, man. Like she has dementia right now, and I'm doing the best I can to try to take care of her and keep her safe. Have her live a little bit more days on Earth. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and I really don't go nowhere for real, and I always make sure I wash my hands, and take care of myself. That's pretty much all I do. So.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous, though. I'll be honest with you, my brother. I went out with some friends of mine. I got a buddy who owns a bar, Atlanta Bar and Grill. Y'all go downtown. It used to be the old Houston's. Y'all in Buckhead, check out Atlanta Bar and Grill. My man Jason Woodward owns that, and we were out there and we had a good time. It wasn't that full, but I was at a table and everybody had either had COVID or had the vaccine. No, they all had COVID already. So they was all good. We already had COVID. We had their mask off. They eating, talking, drinking. So I'm there. I'm like, I ain't had COVID. They were inviting me to Super Bowl parties and say, hey, come on, man, let's do that. I said, I haven't had COVID yet. So those who have the vaccine or who have had it and have survived, God bless them. They have a little bit of extra. And they're feeling themselves right now. Still, I'm hunkering down, trying to be smart, trying to be safe. Because just because other people made their way through it, I can't take this chance that I don't. My wife already told me, if I catch COVID and die, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna wake me up, bring me back to life, and then kill me.
She's on some Ike Turner. She on some Ike Turner stuff.
Yeah.
She was in the ambulance. Element anime. I promise you, you die. I'm gonna kill you. I'm like,
yeah. What does that mean? Yeah, so I gotta be careful, and I'm all about do whatever I can with what I got to help people be careful as well.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. We got to pay little bills real quick. Take it away, King.
Sure. All right. Support for Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Manscaped offers a precision engineered tool for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology development to provide you the best tools for grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below the waist grooming needs. Like we say every time we do this show, neither one of us has had a problem with Manscaped. And it is a lovely product. If you need to trim, make sure you go get the electric trimmer. The engineer team spent 18 months perfecting this great ball hair trimmer ever created, the Lawnmower 3.0. The third generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. Now, people, don't go in there, don't read the directions, and then nick yourself and then say, oh, well, King told me I ain't going to cut myself. No, read the directions. Make sure you use it properly so you don't nick yourself. It is still clippers. Be smart, people. Read the directions. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last 90 minutes so you can take a longer shave. Take your time, pretty much is what they're saying. Don't be trying to rush so you don't nick yourself. I don't want to hear it, people. Don't jump in my DMs. Don't be trying to sue Manscaped like the Gorilla Glue girl. Don't do that. The waterproof technology allows you to groom in the shower. One of the coolest features is a LED light with grooms areas for a close and more precision trim. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with the quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget about the charging stand. Also, people, the product is great, man. I haven't had any troubles. I haven't nicked myself because I have used it the right way and I've read the directions. And I like the light. Makes you get the good little hairs that you don't see just with regular light. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use the code FILASP 2021.
Yeah, man. Matter of fact, it's Manscaped night for me. So yeah, it's on my calendar. Oh, I got to use Manscaped tonight. So, yes, guys, make sure this is a limited time promotion. All right. Use the code FILASP 2021. All right. You get 20% off your entire order. Doesn't matter if you buying something for $20 or $200. 20% off the entire order plus free shipping. You cannot beat that at all. All right. They got other great products on there too. The nose trimmer. They got a beard, a beard trimmer as well. They got feet cream, to keep your feet smelling good, because you already know exactly. Yeah, yes. And like they have so many great products besides just down that private area grooming. They got other products you can use. Visit their website, purchase some items, and use the code FILASP 2021. All right. And you get 20% off your entire purchase plus free shipping. All right. Well, thank you, Ovie, for coming on, man. Once again, look, I'm be honest with you. I'm excited to see what this offseason going to be for the Falcons. I'm just ready for 2021. It's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a long offseason for me, man.
Yep.
Just being on as a content creator, just reading, everybody's stuff, and I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I do, but that number 4 pick is killing everybody right now, man. So
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon.
Before we got there, Kobe, let me ask you one thing. You come to the huddle and they call your favorite play. What's your favorite play? Just like in the huddle.
Gosh, 32 dive. Hit that 2-hole on the right side and just barreling through. I like to keep it simple. I like catching balls and scoring touchdowns, but nothing like running at full speed, seeing the linebacker in that hole and just knocking him over and taking him to the end zone with you. It's satisfying. So hit a 32 dive, and I'm happy.
I remember it was one play. I don't know if it was 04 or 05, you was playing with Baltimore at the time, and Palomalu, he tried to come into the gap and try to get you, and you knocked him on his behind. And I ain't never seen Palomalu do something like that. I ain't never seen anybody do Palomalu like that.
No, he's hard to hit. He's just like the Matrix. Anytime you're trying to hit him, he's always moving. So I was happy to get him because I can't go too fast hitting Palomalu because you'll whiff. And he had me whiff a couple times. So the one time I did get him, I think I was talking about, it felt so good. So good. But I rather the James Harrisons of the world who don't try to juke you. They coming right for you. I don't know those guys too. And I'll give it to him. I can't even talk trash about James Harrison. It was just trying to survive. That dude, oh my gosh, he was so hard to block and a little bit scary. He didn't seem like he was all quite there. Whenever he played, I mean, he's a smart man, got his endorsements. When he played, seemed like he wasn't pretending to be crazy. Like he was a little bit crazy, and that made him unpredictable. But I enjoyed my time playing in the NFL against Steelers and Saints and all the rivals, everybody else. It was truly a blessing. I appreciate you guys allowing me a chance to go down memory lane and talk about my career and what I do. Hopefully do it again soon sometime.
All right, thank you, man. And we're gonna chop it up more on the the medical equipment, see if I can get my hands on some of that stuff.
We'll talk.
All right, thank you so much. Guys, if you're new to the channel, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with Atlanta Sports Fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. If you watching the show at a later time, please let us know what you think about the show. All right. As always, come holler at your hometown sports podcast. It's your boy The Don, my co-host King.
Always remember to love yourself, people.
Right.
Always.
Exactly. On that note, we're out. Catch us. Oh, don't forget, Georgia Sports Hospitality Media, their daily sports tracker will come on later on this evening, and we'll be back tomorrow with another show. King, you got a show tonight and tomorrow?
The show will be tomorrow, Wednesday. The Hawks play tomorrow. It's game tomorrow, 10 p.m., and I'll see y'all then.
Y'all got 2 shows tomorrow, so see y'all later. Y'all have a great evening. All right. Appreciate you all night, man. We love everything, man. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Y'all have a great evening.
Bye.